Breakfast.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Auckland. Storyteller, pilot, lover, goat farmer, chicken farmer, Vaughn Davis.
Tweet this book author, Vaughn Davis.
We're going to have to do a new intro, huh?
You're the master of your own demise. Vaughn Davis, talking the world of advertising, social media, and flying as well. First up, Twitter, I know, and I suppose Facebook in general, workplaces were abuzz this week about something called Groupy or Groupon.
Groupy, yeah, interesting. You made the sort of had the confusion there because Groupy is a New Zealand-based social retailing site, phenomenon, movement company, closely based on Groupon, which is a hugely successful identical thing in the States.
And which one has Yellow Pages just bought?
Yellow Pages is just bought into Groupy.
Okay.
Announced it a couple of days ago, or a few days ago, and sort of marked the launch by a successful stunt, I guess, of selling 15,000 Hell pizzas for $1 each. I think Monday, wasn't it? It all went down Monday, Tuesday.
Pity it was held, but anyway.
Well,
it's hard to find a good pizza.
Yeah, it is hard to find. It's very hard to find one for $1. So I mean, I was in their boots and all. Interesting model. I mean, for $1 you get a pizza, but they get your email address and they get an instant, sort of boost to their database of 15,000 people, probably more because you can sign up after the deal's gone without knowing the deal's gone.
Wasn't it Hell last year who had some kind of incursion into their database?
Oh, they did. That's a really good privacy Hell. But I wasn't thinking. I was
forced to change a number of passwords all over the place.
Yeah. I just had my eyes on the prize, man. The $1 pizza.
Yeah.
But interestingly, I went back to look at the site this morning while I was thinking about the show, and the Groupie website was down. It had crashed, and I'm sure this is typical, .com launch speak. They're going to say that that's evidence of the success of the whole thing. It was so popular, our servers melted. Which works 10 years ago, but
not these days. No, we expect things to stay up.
I mean, imagine airlines saying, our airline launch was so successful, our fucking airplanes crashed. Pardon the language.
Well, that was the case. I remember when Jetstar launched for some reason their website didn't work for a while. But I haven't been to this Groupie website, but I've seen complaints about the design. Apparently, the design is awful.
I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about the free pizza. I know, one of the online commentators was grizzling about the everything technical until his pizza arrived, which is very, which is absolute, down the line geek behaviour.
Quintessential, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, are they going to be successful or what? I mean, what is?
I think they are. The thing about Groupie and also GrabOne, which is the other big player in that sector in New Zealand, is they're both hooked to big parents. GrabOne's owned by APN, which is the Herald, so they can run great big full page ads in the paper to support their promotions. Groupie is tied in with Yellow, so they've got a huge bunch of retailers that they can go to get offers from, and I guess they can present it as an added value for being a Yellow customer as well.
Yellow's interesting because it's an old form of getting the message out there about your business, isn't it? And they've just written off $1 billion worth of debt.
Yeah, how about that? I want to write off $1 billion of debt. If my BNZ mortgage guys out there, I'd like to write off a little bit of debt. Yeah, it is. I was listening to Bernard Hickey this morning saying he uses every day the actual Yellow Pages directory to pop up his monitor. But maybe we're just being inner city tossers. Maybe people in the provinces are still using the big wodgy book. Maybe if you don't have the broadband, you go to the book.
Are they social gaming though in the provinces?
Someone's social gaming. I've been so you don't have to. I've been playing a bit of Cityville over the last week, which, if you're familiar with Farmville from late last year, is really just Farmville in different pants. It's a social gaming game on Facebook that's developed by Zinger.
Yeah.
It's had 100 million users in the last month or so. It is getting really, really big. It's addictive. It's a seriously addictive shit. And
is it actually good though? Fun addiction?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen track. I don't know how many Facebook friends I have. 500 or 600 or whatever. I've only seen 5 of those people actually actively using it, so maybe it hasn't taken off here. It's sort of quirky, addictive, interesting, pretty, cute, makes cute noises. It's basically SimCity, for the Facebook generation. But I mean, if you were to express it as a Venn diagram, one circle's pumpkins, the other circle's crack cocaine, and somewhere in the middle is Cityville. It's very addictive.
Wow.
So, and sort of sinisterly, it relies on energy. You've got to have energy to do what you want to do. and it constantly suggests that the best way to get energy is give us your credit card number and buy some.
Right.
So
it has got a business model in there, and no doubt people are handing over their credit cards.
People are handing over their credit cards, and I was reading this morning in the States, they've just introduced a service where you can buy energy in $500 US dollar chunks.
Oh my goodness.
So it's similar to gambling, I suppose. It's sort of addiction-based social gaming, but very successful.
Is there a model within the game, though, that you can actually make money in the real world? Because I know that was the case with Second Life. You could then go and trade stuff inside that could be transferred into real money.
Not that I've seen so far. As far as I can see, Cityville sucks money in, it doesn't spit none out.
Right. So I'd imagine that Zinger would be ripe for the takeover.
Well, yeah, it's the last I read, and this is astounding. The company is valued at more than Electronic Arts.
Wow.
Which for those of us who sort of grew up on platform games and things is the studio, and suddenly these guys from nowhere have overwhelmed it. Well worth the read online. Check it out. Look at the Wikipedia articles and see what people are saying about Zinger. There's some interesting stories.
Okay. Bit of controversy also this week with some local advertising. Well, international advertising, really, isn't it, for New Zealand brand in New Zealand? Yeah,
Reco. I guess once you're on YouTube, there's no such stuff as local advertising anymore.
No.
And this is very much a campaign that's aimed at long haul travellers, and most of those are inbound from the States and Europe. Reco, I've been thinking about Reco for months, really wondering what my point of view on it really is, and my point of view doesn't matter so much compared to the travellers and more importantly the staff. And story broke at the weekend that on some internal forums within Air New Zealand, more than half Air New Zealand staff are against it, specifically because they're saying that Reco is expressing attitudes and behaving in ways that they'd get fired for, and it's really pissing people off.
Yeah, right.
On the other hand, it's a really powerful and potent campaign.
Is it powerful?
Well, I think it is, because it's doing something that Air New Zealand really, really needs to do and has been doing for the last 18 months, and it's not being the national carrier. It's repositioning itself as a challenger, as a fighter brand, and if you saw on the news yesterday, or heard on the news yesterday, the government looking to sell down even more of its in New Zealand holding. It's a really attractive proposition. You don't want to invest in a national carrier. You want to invest in a challenger, an innovator, a fun brand, and I think Rico's doing that.
But I thought that's what they already were doing with the body painting.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I think that one our fairs have nothing to hide. It was just a one little tactical body painting billboard 2 years ago that started the whole ball rolling.
Yeah.
And Rico's just the latest in many executions.
Do you think they'll keep Reco going for a while longer?
Well, I was watching an interview with Rob Fife, and he seemed pretty bullish on it. They just brought out an Australia Day execution, which, to be honest, wasn't the best thing I've ever seen. But
what was it?
Look it up. It's like describing your favourite Gary Larson cartoon. Look it up. Look it up and watch it yourself.
Yeah.
But it didn't really, ring my bell. I'm not Australian.
Yeah. Okay. Staying with flying. And finishing off with flying,
yes,
some exciting new developments with a brand new plane.
Well, exciting new developments in the world of stealth fighters. Of course, the big news this week was the reveal of the Shenyang J-20 in China, which was a stealth fighter. Interesting, the idea of revealing a stealth fighter. I absolutely wished that I was going to click on a link and go to a page that said 404 not found, but it never happened.
Interesting that they've come up with a stealth fighter when the States have gone away from that, didn't they? What was their Black Hawks?
Yeah, the F-117 Black Hawk was uber stealth. It was all about stealth and nothing about handling and nothing about performance. It was just stealth. And they've taken a lot of those technologies into things like the F-35, which is the current thing under development. And in truth, the J-20. Oh, this is all numbers. This must be boring radio. The J-20. The J-20 looks more like an F-35.
Okay, yeah, and they stole some of the technology, didn't they?
Well, that's the word, yeah, because the F-117 got shot down over Bosnia, back in the day.
Yeah.
And
what were the Chinese doing in Bosnia?
Well, they had an embassy, and they had people on the ground, and they had cash in their hand, willing to pay to whoever had a piece of F-117 to sell to them.
That's the stuff of movies. That's behind enemy lines.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, that is advertising, social media, and aeroplanes.
It was aeroplanes.
With Vaughn Davis. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Tweet this book. Go search for that in Google, and it's bound to be somewhere in the results on the front page.
Fingers crossed.